I love a success story.
Oh, and it worked every time. It's one of the best things I've ever come up with.
Yeah, I'm ready to go look for my copy of Snow White.
Dude, it works. And you know what? The women love it afterwards because instead of playing pornography, you actually just threw them for a loop. They loved it. A wonderful emotional range that they got there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other techniques about separating her from her friends?
Let me see. I always found, especially on a day like that, the best is to be direct. Even as far, if you want to get with a chick, you can even say, after, you've been making out with her, this is a new year, you and I, we should get together. You need to let me hit that. You can be that direct on New Year's.
You've mentioned this now a couple of times in this interview. New Year's Eve equals direct game all the way.
Oh, no question.
What about indirect game? You don't think it would apply to New Year's Eve, or do you just think it's just not enough time to get through it?
I mean, you can do it. You can do indirect game if you like. This is one of the few times a year where direct really works. It's kind of like, do you want to go straight, or you want to, take the scenic route to get to your destination? So if you want to take that long drive, knock yourself out. That's all I'm saying. As a bouncer, I've been in situations where after midnight people are kissing and whatnot, and I'm in a stationary position. I'll see a chick like, yo, what about me? I ain't getting no kiss for midnight. And the girl will come and be like, yeah, you're right. And she'll kiss me. Now, as far as, other stuff, sometimes they'll wait around when you get off, depending on how you talk to them, stuff like that. But the fact that all I did was say, hey, what about me, let you know that that's really easy. That's also saying she'll probably kiss anybody.
But that's because it's New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
On any other night of the year?
Mm-mm.
Wouldn't work.
Nope, put the mistletoe away.
All right, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, it's the very last segment here on Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. What would your life be like if you knew exactly what to say and do with women? This book is for the guy that simply wants to learn how to handle women's tests by addressing her emotional needs. By this, you create the type of attraction that will make her see you as the one she was destined to be with. This book will teach you how to get the woman you want and how to keep her. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test is the Rosetta Stone for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks and how to respond. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
Hi, my name is Marvy Arlick, and I'm a Montreal-based image consultant. Have you considered how you make a first impression with your current fashion style? If not, and you're ready for a change in your image, and you're based in Montreal, please contact me at marvyarlick.com. That's MARVIARLIK.com. And find out about my all-inclusive image consultant experience. Marvy Arlick is a proud sponsor of Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by From Loser to Seducer by Frank B. Kermit. Ladies, is there a man in your life that got dumped for being clingy, needy, or was told he was a loser, but you still think he's a nice guy and want to help him? He could be a relative or even a friend, and you know he needs the help. Do you want to be the one to give him the gift that will change his life forever? How about the gift of a great biography? Buy him the book, From Loser to Seducer by Frank B. Kermit. It is the story of a nice guy who triumphs over his inner demons to find his own hidden power. Help a nice guy in your life discover his inner seducer to find his soulmate. Buy this book now at franktalks.com.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. I'm Frank because I have to be. We're talking with Will, who runs the website www.youaresoinmyway.com. Will, just give us a quick product plug. What products do you have coming out in this new year?
Oh, wow. First thing I got coming out, and this is by popular demand, I do phone consulting. Basically, we work with cats for about an hour a week to help them out with their game, and we had some good success with that. Next year, we have our Real Game Boot Camps coming out, starting in February. That's where you get to spend 2 days with me in the classroom and in the field, going over all the stuff, being real, being direct, and indirect. Also, product to look out for next year is myself, Will on Dating. This is where 6 hours on DVD, going over all the critical topics guys need to handle, such things like interracial dating, etc. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Okay, now let's get back to the topic at hand, the how to pick up and get laid on New Year's Eve. Will, just give us 2 minutes, no more. Tips on dressing for how to get laid on New Year's Eve.
Okay, first of all, guys, when I coach guys out in the field, the first thing I do when I see their closet is, guys, you guys are wearing way too much plaid. Okay, put the plaid away. No plaid on New Year's. I'm sick of being in the club and I see some guy walk by wearing a shirt that needs to be on a picnic table. I'm sitting there talking to some girl. This guy walks by. Next thing you know, I'm starving. I just came over. I'm hungry as hell all of a sudden. God, put the plaid away, okay? No plaid on New Year's. The two extremes that you got to deal with are either dress up, dress the part, come in looking buff, or dress down, T-shirt, jeans, more intimate, to bars, house party. Either look really good or laid back. One or the other. None of the middle stuff.
So, for New Year's Eve, the rule is it's one of the two extremes.
Exactly.
All right. And when you're saying dress up, are we talking peacocking, or are we talking just, tuxedo, suit and tie? What are we talking about when you're saying dressed up?
When I say dressed up, I'm talking wearing a suit, nice shoes, either a tux because it's a formal type event, that kind of thing. We're talking high-end, dressing up, looking good, suit, tie, whatever.
All right. What about some of your, let's end off the show here with some of your club experiences. Off the top of your head, some of the most amazing New Year's Eve experiences in clubs when you worked as a bouncer.
Wow. I've seen everything from a guy sitting over in a corner all by himself, nursing a drink, and a strange girl coming up over to him and what's wrong? It's New Year's. Why are you here all by yourself? Next thing you know, these two are making out ridiculously in the corner, and we have to go actually separate the two because, you can't really do that in the club, you start taking your clothes off. Quiet is kept. You can't, in the bathroom where there's no cameras, yeah, but just, word to the wise, there are cameras in clubs. So if you start taking off one's clothes in the club, they can cite you for that. But, so I've also seen where shy guys come out their shell, because don't think that chicks aren't being aggressive out there. If they see something they want, they will go get it. You just have to show up. So if you're somewhere where the numbers or the girls outnumber the guys, just from sheer numbers, somebody is going to want to picking you and want to find out what you're about.
Would you say that it's the one night of the year where women are more likely to approach you?
Oh, no question. There's a lot of aggressive women out there. They know what they want, and on that night, it's just they don't want to be alone. And if it means being with, some guy, a lot of revenge sex goes on New Year's Eve, too. Chicks getting back at their boyfriends or husbands, and they have no problem letting you be the recipient of the revenge sex.
So, if possible, go for revenge sex when all else fails.
Oh, no, you'll be the recipient of revenge sex. It's coming to you. Just take it with a grain of salt, enjoy it for what it is, and move on.
Will, it's been absolutely wonderful having you here on Frank Talks. We definitely invite you back, and the next time you're on, I'd like to do a show specifically about you and your website, www.youaresoinmyway.com.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
All right, you've been listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, a very special program, how to pick up and get laid on New Year's Eve.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, does your man squash your inner vixen? When you ask him to repeat what you have just said to him, does he look at you like a deer caught in the headlights? Does he think that leaving the game on while you talk to him is a good idea? Is his favorite phrase, "Yes, dear, you are absolutely right"? Does wife or girlfriend mean boring and dull to him? Ladies, don't you wish that he knows what you mean when you ask him if you look fat? Then you need to buy him the book, Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. On sale now at franktalks.com.